The Dark Pines, A Dance with the Goatman. Chapter 1, The Desolate Road. The night was dark and foreboding as John Donovan's headlights sliced through the thick mist that engulfed the desolate road. He was returning home from a long day's work, his mind heavy with exhaustion. The winding path through the dense forest was treacherous, its silence unsettling. As John continued his journey, a figure emerged from the shadows ahead. It was a man, or at least it appeared to be one. He stood tall, his face obscured by a tattered cloak. Strange symbols adorned his weathered skin, and his eyes gleamed with a sinister intensity. The man's voice was gravelly as he spoke, "Turn back, traveler. This is not a road you wish to tread." John's heart skipped a beat, but curiosity got the better of him. "Who are you? What are you doing out here?" The man raised a bony finger, pointing towards the dense forest. "I am the harbinger of this land, and you are in grave danger. Turn back before it's too late." The Goatman stalks these woods. Chapter 2, The Legend Unleashed. John couldn't resist the allure of the mysterious warning. His fascination with folklore and the supernatural compelled him to continue his perilous journey. The man's words echoed in his mind as he ventured deeper into the dark pines, where the whispers of the trees grew louder. Hours passed, and the moon hung high in the sky, casting eerie shadows among the twisted branches. Suddenly, a rustling sound disrupted the stillness. John's heart pounded against his chest as he turned to face the source of the noise. There, emerging from the underbrush, was a grotesque creature. Its body was hunched, its limbs unnaturally elongated, and a pair of piercing yellow eyes glared at John with a malevolence that chilled his very soul. The Goatman had found him. Chapter 3, A Deadly Pursuit. The Goatman's unearthly screech reverberated through the trees, sending a shiver down John's spine. He stumbled backward, his fear threatening to consume him. But a glimmer of determination flickered within him. He would not go down without a fight. John sprinted through the forest, his breath ragged, his heart pounding in his ears. Branches whipped across his face, leaving bloody trails, but he pressed on, desperate to escape the clutches of the Goatman. The creature's pursuit was relentless, its unearthly cries growing louder with each passing moment. Just as John felt the suffocating grip of despair, he stumbled upon an ancient shrine hidden deep within the woods. The air around the shrine crackled with an otherworldly energy. As a last resort, he stepped inside, praying for sanctuary. Chapter 4, A Pact with Darkness. Inside the shrine, John found himself in a dimly lit chamber. The air was thick with incense, and the flickering candles cast eerie shadows on the walls. It was a place of power, a place that transcended the boundaries of the known world. A voice, soft and seductive, filled the room. "John Donovan, seeker of forbidden knowledge. What brings you to this sacred place?" A tall figure stepped out from the shadows. It was a woman, her eyes ablaze with an otherworldly fire. "I am Lilith, the guardian of this shrine. I sense darkness within you, a hunger for understanding. The Goatman hunts you, but together we can turn the tide." John's heart raced. Lilith offered him a choice, to embrace the darkness within and forge a pact with her. Chapter 5, Embracing the Darkness. John hesitated, torn between the instinct to survive and the fear of surrendering to the unknown. The woman's words echoed in his mind, tempting him with the promise of power. He knew that making a pact with Lilith would forever alter the course of his existence. With a trembling hand, John reached out to touch the woman's outstretched palm. As their skin made contact, a surge of energy coursed through him, igniting a fire that burned away his doubts and fears. In that moment, he embraced the darkness. Lilith's eyes glowed with satisfaction as she bestowed upon John the gift of forbidden knowledge. She revealed ancient rituals and incantations, whispered secrets that would allow him to stand against the Goatman's wrath. But with this newfound power came a heavy price. Lilith's voice resonated within his mind, a constant reminder of the pact he had made. Chapter 6, The Dance of Shadows. Armed with his newfound abilities, John ventured back into the heart of the forest. The Goatman awaited, its presence growing stronger as he neared its lair. The moon cast an ethereal glow upon the clearing, illuminating the twisted forms of the trees and casting grotesque shadows on the forest floor. The Goatman emerged from the darkness, its eyes gleaming with an unholy hunger. John raised his hands, reciting the ancient incantations taught to him by Lilith. Shadows danced around him, coalescing into ethereal tendrils that lashed out at the creature. A battle of supernatural proportions ensued. The Goatman's ferocity was matched only by John's newfound power. The forest shook with their clash, the very fabric of reality warping under the strain of their duel. Each blow inflicted upon the Goatman seemed to fuel its rage, pushing it to the brink of madness. Chapter 7: The Sacrifice. The battle raged on, the air heavy with the stench of blood and brimstone. John's body ached with fatigue, his mind straining to maintain control over the dark forces he had invoked. But as he looked into the Goatman's eyes, he saw not just a monster, but a tormented soul trapped within a cursed form. In a moment of clarity, John understood that defeating the Goatman would require a sacrifice greater than his own. He steeled his resolve and unleashed a final surge of energy, aiming not to destroy, but to free the creature from its cursed existence. The Goatman let out a haunting cry, its form dissipating into a swirling vortex of shadows. As the darkness swallowed it whole, a sense of peace washed over John. The pact he had made with Lilith had served its purpose. Chapter 8: The Veil Lifted. With the Goatman banished, John stumbled back, the weight of his actions crashing upon him. The forest, once so alive with whispers and shadows, now fell eerily silent. The remnants of his encounter with the supernatural lingered, leaving him forever changed. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. John tried to resume his normal life, but the memories of that fateful encounter haunted him relentlessly. He would catch glimpses of shadowy figures out of the corner of his eye, hear whispers carried on the wind that only he could decipher. As time passed, John realized that he had become a harbinger himself. He carried with him the remnants of that dark power, forever caught between the worlds of light and shadow. And deep within, he knew that the dance with the Goatman had only been the beginning. Epilogue: The never-ending dance. The legend of the Goatman continued to cast its long shadow over the land, drawing unsuspecting souls into its web of darkness. People whispered of encounters, of mysterious disappearances, and unexplained horrors that lurked within the depths of the forest. The veil between the mortal realm and the supernatural had been torn, and the Goatman's influence spread like a spreading stain. John, now a reluctant guardian of the secrets he had embraced, could not escape the role fate had thrust upon him. He became a wanderer, a solitary figure roaming from town to town, seeking to understand and contain the forces that had taken root within him. In his quest for knowledge, John crossed paths with others who had encountered the Goatman, their lives forever altered. They formed an unlikely alliance, a fellowship bound by shared experiences and the need to protect the innocent from the darkness that prowled in the shadows. Together, they delved into ancient tomes, deciphering cryptic texts and deciphering the clues left behind by those who had battled the Goatman before them. Each encounter revealed fragments of a greater truth, a hidden tapestry of malevolence that extended far beyond their own struggles. As the fellowship journeyed deeper into the heart of the forest, they unearthed forgotten rituals and artifacts, their every step echoing with the weight of their purpose. The Goatman's presence loomed ever closer, a relentless predator lurking just beyond their sight. In the final confrontation, John and his companions faced the Goatman in a sacred clearing where ancient energies converged. Their battle was fierce, their determination unwavering. But as they fought, they realized that defeating the Goatman was not enough to quell the darkness that threatened to consume them all. In a desperate act of sacrifice, John unleashed the full extent of his power, relinquishing the remnants of his humanity. The force unleashed obliterated the Goatman, banishing it to the depths of oblivion. But it also cast the fellowship into the throes of eternal damnation, trapped between realms as guardians of the barrier that separated the mortal world from the horrors that lurked beyond. And so, in the dark corners of the forest, they remain, forever vigilant, forever haunted, forever bound to their fateful dance with the Goatman. Their tale is whispered in hushed tones, a cautionary tale of the perils that await those who dare to unravel the mysteries of the supernatural. The legend of the Goatman endures, a testament to the eternal struggle between light and darkness, and a reminder that some secrets are better left undisturbed. The dark pines stand as silent witnesses to the dance that continues, the eternal battle that rages on, hidden from the eyes of the unsuspecting world.